let's get this underway. So, from what we have determined, this Azorius Reanimator list is attempting to get Omniscience out on turn 4 using Abuelo's Awakening, and then do some dumb stuff with it.
Yeah, so, this is not necessarily a Reanimator deck. It is reanimating Omniscience, which I guess it turns into a creature. So,
Yes.
we do have that going for it. And then it is a combo deck. This has been just winning a few tournaments as of recently, very recently.
Yep.
And it's an incredible deck. I can't wait to see it in action.
Yep. As far as Dispersal, dealing with the little mouse on the board, so no counter on there. From the talent for Nathan Steuer, there's Chart a Course. And using the second line of text there, being able to discard something. Trying to get Omniscience in the bin, and we have it there already. So if turn 4 comes around, and if we have that Abuela's Awakening, Ryan is going to show us exactly what this deck wants to do.
Yep, absolutely. So being able to return it and then cast Invasion to get a card outside of your library, getting Seasons of Weaving, being able to bounce the Invasion while simultaneously making a copy of Omniscience, make infinite 1/1s there, and then kind of pass the turn and think it's going to be enough. That's the gist I'm getting here, so we'll see if we're right on this one. Really cool deck, though. Really spicy.
It's sweet. And sitting at 5-1 too, so it's definitely something that players weren't prepared for this weekend. As we get things cooking here. Once again, Nathan Steuer getting all his critters down on the board. Emberheart Challenger and the Heartfire Hero swinging in for as much damage as they can muster. Down to 17 goes Ryan. Land 3, looking for land number 4 here.
Yeah, and a great start here for Nathan. There is a solid, the Dispersal is a great card to break serve a little bit here from this blue-white deck, but kind of the ideal start from Nathan with the ideal deck so far.
Yeah, Gruul Aggro has been putting up some numbers lately, and, if you can just execute your game plan, if the top of the deck plays nice with you, you're going to have a great time with the list.
Absolutely. But meanwhile, like you said, at 5-1 with this really cool new spicy deck that is definitely significantly in the other category.
Oh, definitely.
You get a lot of equity from these style of decks at a closed deckless tournament like Day 1 is. Day 2 might be a different story here from Ryan, but Day 1 looking very nice here with this really cool deck.
More damage now. Coming on in. Down to 11 goes Ryan Normandin. And now we're going to see Moment of Truth. Is this the moment that we have been waiting for? We see 2 lands there. One will go to the bin, one goes to the bottom, and one to hand.
Yep, and that is kind of, the trick that we've seen from Oculus decks, trying to put an Oculus in the yard. Here's land 4, so this is supposed to be the time.
Ooh.
And I don't think there's much Nathan can do about the combo if we're all wrapped up, and here it is.
Let's see. Alrighty, so here we go. Omniscience out. It is a 1/1 sprint at this point. Now, everything in hand is free. There goes
think
the
that's
invasion
game.
of Arcavios. That is going to go fetch something from the sideboard, which is going to be, we estimate, Season of Weaving. Yes, indeed. Which is going to choose Paw Prints, which is adorable. And we're going to make copies of stuff bouncing the invasion and make infinite copies of Omniscience.
So now at this point, there's not enough reach for Nathan. So, normally you think like, oh, maybe I'll just Monstrous Rage to trample over these 1/1s. Not when infinite of them will be dealt with. Plus you get this to be able to return all of Nathan's permanents, can keep the lands, but that's about it.
Yeah. It's pretty gross, honestly. Turn 4 combo, bye-bye. Yep, that's it. Where's a Pyroclasm when you need it?
Yeah, no kidding. I'm kind of imagining that, there is a deterministic way to get it where you can just maybe get a bunch of confounding riddles in hand as well, so you can protect against other spells. Wow. Did Ryan do it? Is this deck awesome?
I don't know. We're going to find out, because if he keeps cooking, we're going to see him tomorrow. That's for sure.
Yeah, and of course, this is a win and in for these players, making it into Day 2 with a win here. But of course, at 5-1, these players do not want to settle for just limping into Day number 2 here.
So while the players do sideboard, I believe we can take a look at their deck list just to give you a better idea of what on earth is going on in Ryan's list here. It's
Yeah,
pretty sweet.
Let's pull up Ryan's here to start, as this is awesome. So here it is, the work of art here, everyone. Looks awesome. And as far as what to bring in from this side, you know, we're going to see these temporary lockdowns coming in. We can see these get lost, I'd imagine, as kind of our slam dunk cards. You know, Grand Abolisher is definitely going to be for any kind of counter spells. But, you know, this is unknown territory here, so forgive us if we get these one wrongs there, chat.
Yeah, but basically, just mill as much as you can. You've got the Falahi Archaeologist. You've got the Picklock Prankster to help you mill. Even Chart a Course will mill for you. Meticulous Archive, Surveil, i.e. mill, will get that into the bin for you, too. So this is kind of sweet.
It's really sweet, you know? And I mean, the kind of Azorius decks that we've seen with these kind of cards of discarding a bunch of cards, putting cards into the graveyard, would be the Oculus deck. The Oculus deck kind of fell out of favor as there's a lot of great removal, and it just doesn't look as impressive as it did, let's say, at the World Championship here a while ago. So maybe this is the new Azorius Moment of Truth Picklock Prankster deck. So let's take a look at the other deck list here from Nathan Steuer. This is going to be something we have seen a good chunk of, but still big bad of the format. Extremely good card, or extremely good deck. Hard to argue with.
Only one burst lightning, though. Pff, come on. We can do 4 damage to face.
Yeah. I mean, 4 damage. 4 damage is not even that significant. And also, as far as this game just went, Nathan's not going to get to 5 mana if it plays out like that.
Yeah, no. So how does he disrupt this combo then?
Well, I would see Paw Patch Formation seems excellent. Just destroying any enchantments would be ideal. And the nice thing that Ryan has going for him is the Paw Patch Formation stock is a little bit lower right now. They're not as high of numbers when Golgari was kind of the best deck. So you see 2 here and there to deal with Domain and Leyline Binding and stuff, but we don't see the full 4 of like we saw, you know, earlier.
Or even with the Abhorrent Oculus, you know, trying to get rid of that thing before it takes over the game.
Yeah, looks really awesome.
Alrighty, so players sideboarding, and Nathan Steuer a little bit in disbelief there, kind of just like, what on earth did I just get slapped in the face with?
And I mean, that being said, you know, these Gruul decks can also win on turn 4. They can win on turn 3.
Sure.
You know, so like this is a bit where, you know, Nathan has a combo deck too. It's just pump spells, Manifold Mouse, and Nathan can really do some damage here on the play as well. So
he's got to be pretty picky with his opening hand now going into game 2 here. Up against what is essentially an unknown quantity, we could say, for most of the competitors this weekend.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Looks awesome. And, you know, I wasn't really rooting for anyone going into this tournament. I am now. I know we're supposed to say biased, but I mean, this deck is too cool.
Stay biased? Well, you're doing a good job.
Yeah, unbiased, excuse me. It kind of gives me vibes of, for anybody, I'm going to probably age myself here, but standard back in the day of Azorius Godpharaoh's Gift, you know?
Oh, I hated that deck.
Yeah, the refurbish, bring back Godpharaoh's Gift on turn 4, but also have a bunch of ways to discard it and also control the battlefield, you know? I mean, that took second at a Pro Tour, losing to this kind of newish player, Seth Manfield, in the finals.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah, I think I've heard of him. Seems pretty good.
Yeah,
good
exactly.
Player.
And I also love that deck. I played so much Godpharaoh's Gift back in the day.
You would. You like your silly blue-white nonsense. Anyway, we can still be friends, though. We just must never play Magic against each other.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. You play too fast and aggressive of decks, you'd be beating me down anyways. So.
No, I just get frustrated and then flip the table. But anyway, here we go. Heartfire Hero hits the board. Turn 2. Can we follow up with something cool? It is indeed our Manifold Mouse targeting that as far as Dispersal gets rid of it. So here we go. Ryan having the tools necessary to stave off the damage from Nathan Steuer.
Yeah, Ifaro's Dispersal was kind of the new hot tech that we saw from Shota at Worlds that played this in the Azorius Oculus list. And the card is just incredibly good against Gruul, especially, you know, when you're trying to deal with these cards where pump spells could protect them.
Turn passes back, just a land here from Ryan. A couple people in chat asking about the loop. There's only one season of weaving, so how do we cast it infinitely?
Yeah, because you are picking up the invasion. The invasion can search your graveyard, your library, or that. So you're just getting it back from your graveyard over and over and over again, bouncing it repeatedly. And yeah, turns out when you can get Omniscience into play, you
Yeah.
can kind of pick your way to win.
Anything is possible. Picklock Prankster. Woo! Hello. Alrighty. So we are digging.
This has to be the ideal thing. You get the way to be able to
Yeah.
reanimate Omniscience. Omniscience goes to the yard.
Jeez.
So with Ryan picking that up, I would think that means he already has an awakening to be able to
Yeah.
bring this back.
I would imagine so.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's. I mean, you're gonna get out of games real quick.
Yep.
Temporary lockdown gonna take care of everything on Nathan Steuer's board for the time being. So Ryan Normandin's life total gonna be sitting pretty at 15. Where are we going here for former world champion Nathan Steuer? It is Heartfire Hero. It gets targeted and in for 3 damage, down to 12.
Okay, if we're here, if we're land 4 and Ryan wins, these games have been not remotely close.
No. Do we have mana up for a kill spell? Well, we know what we're getting. It's Omniscience time, baby. So that is a 1/1 spirit right now.
Okay.
We're going to go play another invasion. Yep, there is Nathan Steuer. He can't do anything about it, can't kill or interact with this board. GG.
Unreal.